ever wondered what happened to the legendary Chuck Norris? I know I have. I went looking and I saw a video he made recently, and I was shocked. Dude is in his 80s and is still working out, staying active, and kicking butt. What's even more shocking is he's stronger, can work out for longer, and still has plenty of energy left over for his grandkids. He did this by making just one change, and he says he feels like he's still in his 50s. His wife started doing the same thing, and she says that she's never felt better. She says she feels 10 years younger, looks leaner, and has more energy than ever before. Chuck made a special video that explains everything, and you can check it out by going to chuckdefense.com/town or by clicking the link in the description of this video. It will literally change the way you think about your health. Again, that's chuckdefense.com/town or click the link below. Just a reminder that the legendary Chuck Norris is 84 years old and has more energy than a lot of guys half his age, including me. He discovered he could make dramatic changes to his health by focusing on 3 things that sabotage our bodies as we age. Check it out once again by going to chuckdefense.com/town or clicking the link below. Boom, boom. Chuck Norris.
In the last episode of Beyond the Trail, we ventured into the wilds of the Monongahela National Forest in West Virginia. We explored a plateau near the Canaan Valley and near Blackwater Falls State Park, ultimately heading to the Dolly Sods wilderness area for a few days. While we camped beneath Dolly Sods, we explored the area and set up for a night investigation, in between constant rain. A quiet night led to some interesting observations on overnight audio. There was also a mystery scream picked up on camera that none of us heard in the moment. I can see this stuff here. Here. The location seemed promising, but unfortunately, we could not stay in the area. We had actually been locked behind a Forest Service gate the day previously, and thus had to find a way out. This was unfortunate at the time, but we had a backup plan. We met up with West Virginia researcher Les Odell, who took us to a promising location near Spruce Knob, the highest peak in West Virginia. The journey would take us through some incredible areas of the Germany Valley section of the National Forest.
About as far as I can go. That is really cool. There's Triangle Rock, a local swimming spot here on the beautiful river. That's really cool. Maybe one of the coolest spots we've found yet. We're gonna stay here. We're not that far from Spruce Knob and some really just incredible spots here in West Virginia that are very remote and hard to get to. You can see this forest. I mean, it's bit of a wind tunnel, but this is very just cool looking place. And then we got the river right down there. I'm really excited to explore this area at night tonight. This is going to be, I mean, this is like an enchanted kind of forest vibe here. As Les Odell calls it, the Pine Barrens. Sort of looks like it.
For this leg of the journey, we would be joined by my friend Jonathan Dodd and his brother Joe. John is a very talented artist who has done various Bigfoot and cryptid-related projects over the years, including various posters and illustrations for us at Small Town Monsters, among many others. As we set up camp for the next few days, Les took me to check out a nearby location where he had previously had some potential activity.
Yeah, I call it, I'd say, partial print. And the reason I casted it is mainly because the hill was extremely wide. It wasn't like narrow, you know, like if it was a boot or somebody's foot. It was pretty much right here in between these two trees. And then as I was looking around, I found another one up that way that kind of matched it. They weren't, like I said, I was telling the guys earlier, it wasn't like it was a trackway. It was just a couple prints. The really cool thing that happened after that, I put the cast material in, and I was going right up here, and I was mixing my material from the creek right here. And like I said, I was telling you, that's before all these people were bringing stuff up in here and stuff. And I was coming down here, getting the water for the casting material and rinsing it off, and then I rinsed my pan out. And while the print's set up, I would hike up through that area and stay along the creek. And I had a couple experiences, I guess you'd say, up that way. The first thing that happened as I'm walking, I'd stay along the creek mainly to use it as a guardrail, you know, for hiking instead of having to worry about following GPS stuff. So I stay along the creek, and I started hearing what I thought was like chattering, mumbling type noise. So I just passed it off. Oh, it's just what they call the babble of the creek. It's just my ears playing tricks on me. But while these were setting up, I decided I'll go up a little ways, cut off to the right, and then go in so far and come back down just to make like a grid type, whatever you want to call it, and look for substrate similar to that. You know, that black wet stuff. Well, I found a couple spots up there, and I looked at the first one, didn't find anything. Got to the second one, and I'm looking around, and I don't see anything, or I don't see any tracks. But I started hearing like if I'm looking at here, there's a rock face with some, you know, a bank with some rocks sticking out up behind me, and some laurel bushes and stuff. I start hearing something move in that brush. And I'm thinking, you know, maybe it's a deer, maybe it's a bear. So I hurried, you know, if it was a bear, I hurried up, turned around and looked. And when I did, something went running the opposite direction. I don't know what it was. I didn't see anything, but it went just barreling through the woods. But I do know there's cows here. A cow most likely wouldn't just take off running like that. They're not generally. And so I come back down here. The prints were set. I pulled them. I'm like, this is a really cool area. I want to come back here. So the following week I come back, and I'll have to send you the pictures of this. I come in, and right here between this tree here and this one, there was like these smaller trees, but there's no limbs on them. There's like long sticks, and they had been placed in an X between those two trees. And I was like, why? I don't understand why they would be there, because nobody knew I was here the week before, and nobody knew I was coming back. So why would somebody do that to play a trick on me? And I still don't know why they were there or who done it. But people have speculated, oh, that's you know, these things telling you not to come back. You know, you're not welcome here. I mean, I know that's purely speculation, so I see it that way. But I've been back here a bunch. I've come back several times. I was here again in October with some friends. We went up, like I said, I found that print over in here. Went up around, there's some rock outcroppings or whatever you want to call them up here. It's got some big crevices in it. We was up there looking at those. And that's where we found what looks like what people will call structure, the teepee type structure. But the only thing about it that caught my interest, there was in part of it, there was like I guess, out west they call them the floating beam or whatever in their structure. It kind of had that look to it. So we checked it out and didn't find anything interesting on it, no hair or anything like that, and just took some pictures and documented we found it, and thought it was pretty cool to find. But this is one of my favorite areas to come and just explore.
I can see why.
We're in the National Forest. We're pretty deep in the National Forest as far as like coming away from civilizations, I guess you'd say. But we're not that far off the road. But when you get quarter mile back in here, it's thick. There's nothing back here to, you can hide back here about anything if you wanted to.
Back at camp, a few of the guys went for a recon hike of the area.
Some cool little ledge we got going on right here behind me.
That's the only kind of print you can make out on it, and it's weird.
It's canine or feline. I mean, not
and just
yeah, something like that.
Digging for something.
Weird.
Fish eggs. Definitely fish and tadpoles. Looking at us. He's got plenty of food in here.
We're getting steep here. Climbing back to camp. Oh god. Doesn't look so steep on camera, but it's pretty steep.
Nice. Woo!
There's just all these cool rock formations everywhere. Checking out some cliffs near camp here. They look pretty cool. It's a nice little, perfect place for 1 or 2 people to sleep. It's perfectly dry.
Chewie!
That's perfect. A little bone here. Don't know what that is.
Chorizo or whatever in the tubes.
It's almost like a spicy sausage.
Yeah. Chef Brian.
What is in store tonight? Every night this is an installation. What do we got going on tonight?
This is famous from Fall River, Massachusetts. This is Cherie patties.
Nice.
It's just a spicy blend of meat. It's almost like a spicy sausage patty.
Like a Portuguese chorizo.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yes.
No offense to any Portuguese people. Also.
Simple to cook.
Chorizo.
Do it. Nice. Cooks a little quicker than a burger.
I'm excited.
It seems pretty dense.
Yeah. It's good. It packs some flavor. It's good. You'll like it. A different part of the U.S. I love trying where
This is not even with the good camera, with the lens. So I'm just trying to... All right. So what's the verdict? What do you guys think? Cherie's patty, delicious, huh? Another very rainy night out here. It's not torrential downpour, at least at the moment, but makes these creepy woods look even creepier with the rainy vibes. But this campsite's great. We're gonna stay here till tomorrow night. Hopefully, at some point in this time we get something going on. This is an area that Les has had some stuff happen not very far from here. There's a history of reports in the area. We're not that far from Spruce Knob. There's just a ton of space out here. So it's just a really neat area. I'm really excited to spend a couple days here and kind of explore. There's some pretty special places we're going to check out tomorrow in the daytime that can't wait to kind of go and explore. So caves, stuff like that. We'll show more of that footage later. But yeah, and just what a cool area for now. So night one, off to a good start so far, other than the rain, but we'll deal with it. As we sat around the campfire trying to stay warm and dry in the rain, we suddenly heard a loud crashing sound just outside of camp. What did we just fucking hear? Guys, what just...
I don't know. We were just all standing around the fire, just kind of chatting, and heard something. I don't know. It sounded like something tearing through the woods.
Crashing down the side of the hill. Here, do you want to hold this? It's rolling. I'm going to get my thermal and stand down the hill. I'm gonna walk up over here and just stand. Dude, I can't see anything, but the problem is it's so wet, like I can't see anything on the therm, man. I don't see anything, bro. I have no idea what that was.
It was so loud.
Well, that's why we thought it was like. That's why I wanted to make sure like it wasn't your brother like tripping on something, Hey, I scanned in the therm. I didn't see anything.
Well, here's the thing. We went and explored down there, and there was a lot of loose, that layered rock.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of it down there.
Yeah.
And we're wondering how often does that fall around.
But like, what? I mean, we're all standing there, right? What did it sound like to you guys?
Like something was crashing through the woods.
Yeah.
Like fast.
That's why I immediately jumped up and I'm like, I want to make sure it wasn't Joe or somebody over here like
I know,
tripping and falling down the side, because there's a steep cliff.
But it was it was big. It was loud.
It was very loud.
Hitting trees loud because it was
yeah.
Jeez, dude, that was it jolted me because I'm thinking again, somebody's getting hurt, like falling down.
Well,
you know?
we were just saying, you know, tomorrow we'll go down there and see if we see any like. Yeah.
But the thing is, I can't see anything on the therm right now. It's so wet.
Oh yeah, it's
I
wet.
can barely see anything.
It's wet. It's rainy. But we'll,
The
like
moisture.
I said, we'll check it out tomorrow and see if there's any recent rock fall or something.
Well, if
And I mean,
you guys want to do
we
a
know
walk
how it
on the
looked down
road?
We
there.
were traipsing around up there, so maybe we.
You guys want to do a little
And we were rummaging around there,
You never
feeling
know.
it, and
On
and
that
it was
side, though?
loose. Oh yeah,
Yeah, the cliffs are
we
like- they're like
we
right
came
there.
up that
the
side.
cliffs are that side. Oh,
Oh
cool.
yeah.
They're not like cliffs.
He got good
Right.
footage. He got really good footage of it.
I saw that, yeah. Dude, well, if you guys want, we could do a little road walk or something.
Yeah, I'm game. I'm
I mean,
dry.
we're all ponchoed up.
We're ponchoed up.
All right, well, going for a little night stroll. You heard that crash sound. Could totally be anything, of course. Could just be a tree coming down. Yeah, the rain's coming down pretty good. We're gonna go a little walk on the road here and just kind of poke around a bit, I suppose.
I suppose.
I don't know what that was. Imagine something like this falling, you hear it? I mean, that'd be terrifying.
Yeah,
You hear it crashing along stuff along the way.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's cool. Cool looking dude. He definitely thinks he's being like abducted right now.
I saw was crossing the road last night. I was waiting to meet my friends.
More light fixed around the big ground. Nice vest, dude. Another morning in paradise here. Rainy paradise. Rained all last night. It's very cold right now. It's about the 45-degree mark. It's supposed to get a little colder, but at least the rain will supposedly stop today. Just kind of adds spooky ambiance and vibe here to this whole area. We didn't really hear anything last night. I mean, you couldn't because of the rain. Here's the campsite. Here's how we got everything charging. It's a little bit chaotic, but with the little power bank right here on it, we are charging a camera battery, and then a whole bunch of stuff plugged in there on the side. As you can see, we've got a thermal charging up here. We've got some of those camp string lights, a drone battery, GoPro batteries, and is that it? Oh no, can't forget we've got high-powered flashlight charging too, as we're going to be going into a cave later, so we want to make sure we have good lighting. So that's the chaos of charging on the go like this. I know it looks like a total crazy mess, but it's the best we can do with the situation, and yeah, that works pretty good overall. So you found like a deer kill out here, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look
I
at
just
that.
followed it up the hill, basically.
It's all
There's another
all
one down
deer.
there further.
Yep.
And there's another one down there, and then to the left there you can see the rib cage.
Oh, I see the rib cage. Yeah, right. Yeah, it could be that it was dragged down. Or... Yep, so there's a lot of deer fur, and it just kind of goes all the way down. You can see more of it down there too. All up this hillside. This is right behind our right behind our camp, basically. There it is. Yep. Yeah, someone's been cleaning it up pretty good. Yeah, there's the part of the jaw. This is all attached to with the ligaments and stuff, so it's moving around. Yeah. Creepy.
That's weird too, like a splayed toe.
Yeah, there's
strange.
So what's left of the hoof, I guess. Yeah, a lot of like worms and maggots around it. Can't see anything else, so it could be strewn about all along this hillside, but steep area, but that's kind of cool. Kind of like backs up just down here. Basically. Yeah, you can see they got your water source down there. The river's flowing pretty good. You start getting towards these little kind of rock formation cliff looking things. Oh, that's cool. I'll check.
The way it's set up, that's old, huh?
It's been there a while.
Yeah, this is nice and old.
West Virginia is home to a variety of caves and cave systems, which is no surprise considering this part of the Appalachian Mountains are filled with them. In the previous Beyond the Trail, we discovered what appeared to be a small cave near our campsite, with water flowing down into the ground. A viewer pointed out this was actually called a losing stream, which happens to be very common in areas with a lot of caves, like the one we were in. At that particular location, we also happen to be very close to Smoke Hole Caverns, which is a well-known tourist cavern but an impressive system nonetheless. Even though we were about an hour south from that previous camp, large cave systems would be present all around us. There happened to be a massive one near us that we just had to explore.
We're on our way to explore a really cool looking cave here in West Virginia. Obviously there's a lot of caves out here. This one may require some wading through as it's got a river flowing through it, so we'll have to see as we get closer kind of what it's looking like. We got the whole crew and it's a beautiful area that, I mean, this is what the forest would look like. It was completely just cut down for hundreds of years and turned into pasture land. That's what we're on right now. Pretty neat. Whoa. Dang. That's cool. we're gonna go in the cave and give it a go since we have some waders. It looks like it's pretty deep. It's a little slick. It's not terrible, but just be careful. I don't know how deep it's going to get over here, but it might get pretty deep.
Getting deep?
Yeah, pretty deep. I don't know. I'm gonna try to see maybe over here if it's in shallower.
Okay.
It's pretty deep. Yeah, dude, I think it's swimming.
Too much?
Pretty deep.
A lot of spiders in here. Dude, there are insane spiders in here. Just everywhere. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa, all right. That's cool. Yo, shine your light up. Shine your light up, yeah. Shine your light up, like, forward. Like, up and forward. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wow. This place is huge. Giant cave. You can see the river just flowing all the way down this way. There's like a branch goes off over here. This place is huge. More river over here.
There's a whole tree over here.
There's the entrance over that way. Found a little fork that kind of goes off into the side here. It's creepy not knowing what's beneath you. It feels just like sand. Almost tripped on a log. Yeah, there's logs and stuff in here. And hypothetically, something could come in here and take refuge. It'd be insane if there was a Bigfoot just sleeping up here. You said you saw some fish in here, right?
In a smaller pool.
Oh, wow. How wild that looks. There's just a little fork that kind of ends in there. I don't know if I can even get in that deep. It seems pretty deep. Oh, that's really cool. It's, you know, maybe at crotch depth, but there's a lot of creepy looking spiders along the way here. I don't think I'm going to go any further than that. Kind of gives you an idea of it. Can we stop?
Yeah.
It's getting pretty low here. Looks like it picks up. Let's say this finger ends right here. There's a lot of debris stuck in here. It might go on, but we'd have to squeeze through. Be a real tight squeeze. I think the main route is through that big room. You want to go a little bit further, or are you good?
Dude, freaking soil and roots like come down here. That's crazy.
Because it's, yeah, dude, think about it. It's all just.
You can see pine needles up there too.
From rain. Oh, it's from the river.
One little bat.
So I believe this cave is about a mile long. There's a whole branch in here. We're not going to go the full length, but we're just going to explore a little bit deeper, see what we can find. See footprints here. Someone's been in here. Whoa. Wow, it really opens up over here. There's a whole tree in here. Oh, I see where the water comes through on that side. Water's flowing pretty good in here. It's like a beach underground. I think it gets real deep in here. I can already tell, I can't see the bottom. Maybe we can call it here, huh? Pretty sick though, huh?
It just dropped, yeah.
Looks like it's deep. Come back in the summertime, you know? Just enjoying some beachfront views here underground. Pretty humid and gross, but it's pretty cool. We're just sitting on a beach right now. Make a little sandcastle. How funny would it be if we made a sandcastle on top of here?
That was really cool.
Yeah, it's a very expansive cave. We're gonna start heading out now. The entrance luckily is up here. We didn't go that far. Not nearly as far as we could down here, but I think it's just too deep this time of year. Even with waders, it'd probably be going over our waders. That was awesome. Just amazing knowing it just goes miles into the ground, right where, you know, you've got a road, you've got other stuff going on top of it, and it just expansive cave system. And you come out here and it just looks like we're in Scotland or something. It's how the weather looks in these green pastures.
It's long been debated whether or not Sasquatch might use caves for shelter or as a way to stay hidden. I'm personally skeptical of this for the most part, as caves can very often be a trap and can be very dangerous. Not having a way to escape would not be very wise for any sort of living creature. Now that's not to say that maybe some caves couldn't be utilized for temporary reasons like shelter. That is purely speculative, however, and until somebody comes across something to indicate otherwise, we simply won't know.
We got an Audubon bird call, really cool. This is kind of a little device that you basically just trying to hopefully call some birds in. That'd be really cool. Might be too cold for them right now. It's basically just a squeak. All you're doing is taking this device, it's got some resin powder. Pretty cool.
I ventured down to a section of the creek with Mike to check out an area he had scouted earlier and felt he might have found some interesting prints.
I don't know.
That right there?
Yeah. I guess like this would be the toes, and maybe somewhere back here would be.
Looks like the rain kind of messed with it a little bit, huh?
Yeah, it's definitely it's definitely old.
There's a little path right there.
Yeah, well, I think it might have. See where those two sticks are?
Yeah.
That's where like I found like a second-ish impression.
Okay.
But looks like it's about.
About 14?
14-ish inches, give or take. What do you think?
Yeah, I think if it's anything, it's pretty well deteriorated. Could have been, you know, because if you look at when you take the stick out,
yeah,
it doesn't look like that. Looks like there was a stick right there, though.
Yeah, I'd move that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Huh. I mean, there was a stick right there, but looks like something slid there. You see that? I mean, it could just be, you know, something smaller. Boot, maybe? Bear?
Yeah, it's possible.
I think we'd have to search like a bunch of this stuff.
It's definitely a few days old, whatever.
Yeah. Even like here, that looks like a boot print maybe.
Oh yeah, look at that.
See that? Almost like something was digging a little bit here.
Yeah.
Kind of like what Chewie does here too.
Later on, we split up into small teams to explore a few more areas around camp before nightfall. We're hiking down to the river here through the weirdest forest ever. I mean, this is just an unbelievable forest. The river's just right down there, not that far. And our camp is just right up there, so we have the high ground here in this area. Whoa, that's neat. Get my flashlight out. Just a little overhang. That's cool though. That's perfect, man. That is really, yeah. I don't see anything. So many of these things though.
See, there's not many, some pine trees there, but not many up here. And then all of a sudden, it just starts right here. Look at the darkness. And the pines go all the way down, just on this side. Yeah, look at this. Got light, beautiful light on this side. Then darkness. Spookiness here. Very dark in here. Divided by the ridge. Light and dark.
Terrain here is definitely not easy. I guess
That plateau right there.
I guess up is the only way out of this. I can feel those 3 layers of pants I have on now, keeping all that heat in. This is why there's like, look at this mayo. Ugh. This is why you don't leave your trash unattended.
This is old Budweiser's. Nasty.
Ugh. That evening, we were joined by Virginia-based Bigfoot researcher Charles Kimbrough, who would be joining us for the rest of the trip. Charles suggested we try out some call blasting from camp, of known alleged Sasquatch recordings, and then seeing if anything reacted as a result.
The St. Louis Howls.
St. Louis Howls, okay. We're gonna play the St. Louis Howls. Everybody ready? Joe, hold on to your butt. Freaky. Should have carried pretty well, I hope. If we're hearing the acoustics are pretty good. You guys think creepy?
Creepy. Which state were those howls from?
St. Louis Howls? I'm not sure. So we just did that call blasting. We are heading to a nearby meadow to kind of use the thermals and scan the hills and see if maybe any of those sounds might have brought something in. This is an area that the guys scouted out earlier and they thought looked potentially pretty interesting. So we're going to check that out now. And tonight's nice because it's not raining. There's going to be 4 or 5 of us here. We've left Charles back at camp. He's going to keep us posted if he hears anything in that immediate area. But as for now, we're kind of making our way over, hiking our way over. So there's something we're seeing. We're in this giant meadow, and there's something I'm seeing up in the woods. I mean, it's big. It's not a rock glowing, but I don't see any other rocks glowing like that in the woods, and it's way up in the tree line. I'm trying to zoom in on it. You can maybe see it under the line. It could be like a deer or something way in the woods. I'm trying to focus in on it now, but I can't really tell. It's pretty far. I can't tell if it's moving or not either. I don't know. It's far up there. What I was seeing was more than likely deer, or maybe even multiple, far up into the woods. The nice thing about this time of year is that being early spring with no leaf cover, it was fairly easy to see through the tree canopy in this area. Brian attempted to get a closer look, but the weather began taking a turn for the worse.
Oh, it's
brutal out here. It is, it's now beginning to snow, whipping us in the face up here in this big pasture, so we can't hear anything, we can't really see anything. There's just a lot of deer and wildlife out here. What do you guys think?
I mean, it's a gorgeous area. It's too bad the weather's not cooperating with us.
Story of this trip.
Pretty much every single night.
Chewie. Look at Chewie, how cute he is with the blanket. Hi Chewie, you okay? We've woken up in the morning to the light dusting of snow and ice all over. And it's extremely cold. The weather has just been completely all over the place. Bet you his boots are practically frozen. Yeah, look at that. That's weird. Jeez, what a turn of events. Well, I guess we did say we would rather have snow than rain, so we kind of brought this upon ourselves. What are you gonna do? How's your towel doing, man?
It's seen better days. It's seen warmer days, I should say.
Jeez.
It's a weapon now.
You just throw it at somebody. Snow is definitely accumulating. We are getting ready to get out of here. We were gonna go the long way over Spruce Knob, but it's 1,000 feet higher and there's probably more snow up there. So that's a no-go. The weather not cooperating definitely put a strain on things, but we made the best of it. While we didn't have anything exciting happen like during the first leg of this trip, in terms of potentially strange activity, we definitely had a great time exploring and seeing what this beautiful part of West Virginia has to offer. As you can tell, none of us are professionals, but with enthusiasm and the willingness to explore where others might not want to go, you never know what you might find. Next time on Beyond the Trail, we deal with some of our most challenging and epic moments of the trip as we continue our exploration of this amazing part of West Virginia and eventually cross into the mountains of Virginia.